Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of What the Real Podcast. I'm your host Arno.
And I'm Brittany.
So what are we doing today in this episode?
Today we're gonna review the movie, the Minecraft movie.
Hey, boy. So let me know your thoughts. Initial thoughts of Minecraft.
This is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was all over the place. It didn't make sense. It was ridiculous. And I like the game Minecraft. I like playing that game. I used to play it when I was younger. But I just did not think this was a good movie at all.
Yeah, I'm there with you. It's not good. The story's really bad. It feels rushed. There's no build up. Freaking, let's talk about Jack Black. He plays himself in the movie. Like, think about that. He doesn't play Steve. It's pretty much Jack Black playing himself as Steve, you know?
Yeah.
It's not funny. Maybe one or two chuckles. And that was from Jason Momoa. I kind of like his character a little bit more than anyone else's in the movie. It's just rush mess. I do like some tiny things where they kind of give a little bit of fan service from if you know the game, certain things like, okay. I liked how they did the crafting table.
Yeah, I liked how they did that too. That was cool.
I like they give you little nuggets from the game, like the music, the original music when you first start in the game that plays. Just like that, they talk about the redstone and all that. Like,
yeah,
just like little tidbits of the game, sprinkled in there. I like, but everything else just sucked.
Yeah,
it was so bad. Like,
I almost didn't finish the movie because it was so bad. I was like, would Darnell be okay if I text him and be like, yo, I can't finish this movie? Then I was like, no, I'm a movie podcast. I have to do this.
Yeah. Like, even the opening, it just like opened and started and it was like, here, and it just rushed into everything, giving like this intro of the movie. It was like one of the worst intros I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so bad. And then like, there's no character development. With these kids, like, I'm supposed to care about these kids. I'm supposed to care about Natalie, that she's taking care of Henry. Like, am I supposed to, care about that? Am I supposed to care that now she can't be a kid anymore? She has to grow up and take care of her brother.
Yeah.
Like, they don't show any of that. There's no build up. It just jumps right into it and it goes from like set piece to set piece to like little musical nuggets everywhere because Jack Black got a guy. He has to sing in the movie.
Yeah, I know. My boyfriend's like, what is this, a musical? And I was like, I guess so.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, just gotta sing. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching this and I'm like, I couldn't get through it either. Like, it was that bad.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Then, what's the dude's name? What's the monster's name? The pig one that died.
Moo, something with an M.
Not the head one. Not Malgosha. But the one guy. The pig guy that talks like a surfer.
Oh.
That was stupid.
I don't remember his name. That
was dumb. Like, it was so stupid. Like, I just can't. Like, I'm a big fan of Minecraft. I played Minecraft like long time ago, like when it first was, coming out, and it's all about just survival. It wasn't about servers or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was straight up survival game, and I enjoyed it. And then see them to do this and like they could have made a good movie. Like, I don't.
They had the opportunity. Yeah. They didn't. I guess they were figuring they were gearing this towards younger kids or something like that, because this was not at all geared towards us older people.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm like, be honest, I don't see like young kids liking this either.
Yeah, no.
I can see them like maybe some part, like some of the action scenes I can see them liking, but for the most part, this is not something they'll rewatch multiple times. Like, they'll watch it, but
no, this movie was awful. This is like one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like it was just so bad. I was barely even able to sit through it. It was so bad.
The acting is really bad too. Like Jack Black phoned it in. The girl who played Natalie kind of sucked. The boy who played Henry kind of sucked too. Their acting was really
Yeah.
bad. Um, there was just scenes in there. Shit, what's the point? Like the teacher and the principal and her relationship with the villager and all that is like why is that there too?
Yeah, I
They try to
know.
make
What
it
was it?
funny, but it just wasn't at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just all right. Let's just go ahead and break this down for spoilers for everyone. But yeah, let's go ahead and break it down.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. All right, let's do it. This will be not as like detailed as all of our other breakdowns. Just give you that now.
Yeah. So you can develop your own opinion about it and watch it at your own risk.
Yeah.
But we did our best to our abilities, but when you're watching something so awful, it's hard to do it.
Yeah. So we see Jack Black and he's talking about the overworld. This is the overworld, and we find out he's Steve, and um, he was. I'm sorry, I'm like skipping already. So we find out we learn about Steve, and he's a little kid, and he loves the mine. He wants to be a miner. He wants to go
Yep.
into the mine, and he sees this guy, and he points at the sign. You can't go to the mine because you're only a kid.
Yep.
So he decides, okay, well, I can't do that. Well, I just gonna grow up and just be just work. So we see him working at some place, and he's trying to pitch like some Steve's. What was it,
I don't
Steve's Resort or something like that. So he's pushing that, and he's like, yeah, and he's singing, like, "Come to Steve's Resort" and all this stupid song like that, and then didn't work. Like, so out of nowhere, he he says, okay, obviously I have to work, and then he's like, you know what? Never forget that. Let's go back to the mine. And
Yeah.
then they show him running towards the old guy, and he like jukes him out and goes back into the mine.
And he makes it in.
It makes it,
And
yeah,
then he's digging.
yeah,
And he finds two separate orbs, like an orb and a crystal,
mm,
and boxes. And he puts them together. And it brings him to the Minecraft world.
yeah.
And he goes in there and he's like, oh, this is the best place ever. We're going to live here. You get to build at your own command and stuff like that. And then a wolf showed up that was all angry and stuff like that. And he tames him by taking a bone and giving it to him. And he
Which-
calls him Dennis.
What you do in the game, you give the
Yes.
bone to the well. So whoever made this movie actually did play the game. So some stuff it does make sense. What certain things.
Yeah. So he gets the wolf to become his best buddy. And they do everything together.
Yep. So yeah, and it's Susie. Like I put super cheesy. He's phoning it in. I put like the way he was acting in this like opening part was just weird. It was like so over the top.
The partying with the pandas and cows.
Yeah, like it was just
This is
so.
literally my next sentence that says partying with pandas and cows.
Yeah, it's just so over the top and like what's going on? Like it's like some acid trip or something. Like I'm watching. And then he finds another portal to the Nether, so he goes there. And he meets what's her name? Malgosia, or whatever. So she takes the orb from him, and then he tries to escape, and he steals the orb back, and then he ends up giving it to Dennis
Yep.
to take the orb and go hide it at his house.
And he hides it underneath his water bed.
His water bed.
Like they made sure to make it clear that it's hiding underneath a water bed.
Yeah.
Like we care. Just hide
Yeah.
underneath the bed. Why do we have to know it's a water bed?
And then he says, let's pray a doofus wouldn't find it. Yeah. So that's like the intro of the movie. And it was super fast. It went by super fast. Didn't really explain stuff. It was just like an acid trip intro. It was just so quick and it was so dumb. Like, I really could pitch like a good Minecraft movie. Like you do like you just do Steve. Like you don't need like you can show the kids later, but like do a quarter of the movie. All that stuff they just showed in real fast. Like slow it down. Let
Yeah.
him let him learn how to survive during the in the world. Like so when everyone else is there and it gets dark and you have to deal with all the zombies, let's see him deal with all the zombies and stuff, all that.
Yeah.
Like let him learn the world. Like when you first start playing the game, that should how it be when Steve first goes to Overworld.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
no, we had to rush through that intro. So then it goes into the present, I guess.
Yeah. Then it jumps to Jason Momoa's character. That
Yeah,
was it, the garbage man.
yeah. Garrett, the garbage man.
Garrett, the garbage man.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it shows him driving, and then he goes inside the store, and he's working out and stuff like that, and he's playing all these different kind of video games, and he's called the Garbage Man. And then the mail lady comes and drops a letter off, and what's in that letter? An eviction notice.
yeah. Because we learned that he's like some big shot '80s like video game star, and he got big for playing video games, and he was a big deal back in the
Yep.
day. And he has this video game store, like it's like an arcade, I guess, like half arcade, half like he sells video games and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets an eviction notice, so he ends up going to a storage auction.
Yeah.
It's so silly because the character, like there's a lot of weird characters in this movie. So the guy who runs the auction is kind of weird too because he wants to be his friend or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, he's trying to get him to like rig the auction so he can win it or something like that. So they have he's they're doing the store. It's funny. I was actually watching Storage Wars was on the TV at that time.
Oh, it's funny.
So they're doing the auctions, and then they see that one of these places has an Atari Odyssey,
Yep.
and he's like, "Oh, I gotta get that." So he ends up bidding on it. This one part I kind of chuckled, but he ends up winning the bid, and then he tells the guy, he gives him $900. He's like, "Yeah, just don't cash this for like 6 months." Or something.
Yeah.
I kind of chuckled about that, but he ends up going into the storage and he opens the box, and it's freaking empty.
Yeah, it's like the orb is inside of it, like
Yeah.
a bunch of junk is inside of
Yeah.
it, and he's like, the auction guy's like, I'm sorry, I didn't actually check inside the box.
Yeah. He's like, yo, he was saying, the queue fell out, and he was like really upset. He was like, he started like trashing the storage area, and I forgot what the guy said to him. He's like,
It's like, you can't do that,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
and then he says he's like, oh, I need a win. He's broke right now, so he's planning to, I guess, sell that Atari system.
Yeah, to make some money,
Yeah.
so he didn't have to evict.
Yeah.
So
And then from there we see
he's driving, and his car breaks
car
down.
breaks down. Yeah.
Then it just pans over to two kids driving,
Mm-hmm.
and they're moving into a new house. They're just saying how she has to take care of them. This is a new place. It's going to be better for them. The rent's cheap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're doing it, and they drive past Garrett, and they see him and it's like, yo, I wonder what that guy's problem is. And you see him swatting his jacket at the car because it's like smoking.
Yeah.
To like calm down the smoke. And then they get to the new house.
And then the real estate, I don't know her name. What was her name?
I don't know her name.
I don't
All
know.
I know is I know her from Tasty from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah. I think they literally said her name like one time in the movie.
Yeah,
And that was like
probably.
towards the end. Dawn is her name.
Dawn is her name?
Yeah, Dawn. I swear they didn't say her name towards the end of the movie. I swear. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember them saying her name. But she's their like real estate agent, so she's trying to like make sure they're going to be okay. And then we find out that Natalie, she works for some potato chip factory,
Yep.
and she's the social media like person. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to they hired me so I can get them past like 74 followers or something like that.
Yeah.
She said. And they gave her a basket full of potato chips or something like that.
Yep.
And then we find out the Dawn, she also does what was like a mobile zoo or something like that.
Yeah, she had like a llama in her car, a monkey on the roof, or
Yeah,
something like that. She had another side hustle
yeah.
because
Uh,
she said real estate agents wasn't cutting it.
I don't know how they make some good money right there.
You
Oh,
sell houses, you do pretty damn
yeah.
good.
Um.
And then honestly, I pretty much skipped whatever and have the kid riding his bike, and he stops at the video game store.
Um. I'm almost right there. We learned that something happened to their mom, so that's why she's taking care of them. And then yeah, I have him. He's at the. Oh, she Natalie makes him a tater tot pizza for
Yeah,
breakfast, and then he goes to the store to see Garrett.
yeah. And he brings the pizza tater tot
Yeah,
with him to the store and leaves it for him.
yeah, because he was supposed to bring it to school to hand kids slices to make them
His friend.
make them friends. Yeah. We see that he's talking to Garrett, and Garrett was like, "Hey, I'm giving out this mentorship deal. $50 an hour or something like that, and I'll teach you, how to be a cool guy or whatever."
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
want to point out that they're really young kids. Like
Yeah.
Natalie
She-
barely looks like she's 18 years
yeah.
old.
Yeah.
She looks like she's like 16.
Yeah. She does look super young, and for her to be like taken care of. Yeah. I noticed that too. I had to go back. I was like, wait, is she the parent? I'm like, why does she look so young? So like, what's going on?
She looks like she's like
Yeah.
16 years old.
She looks really young. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to point that out. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I thought about that too. I'm like, what is this dynamic? Um. So then, it's one thing about Natalie and Henry. Like they don't really give like there's like I said, there's no character build up for them. Like
Yeah.
we don't know. Like it's just not enough for them. Like it's just like if anything, you would make Henry the main character,
Yeah.
not Steve.
Henry definitely is like the main character of this movie.
Yeah,
More so than Steve.
but it seems like Steve has more. But it's not like Henry probably is supposed to be the main character, but they don't follow Henry. It's like following Steve for the most part. Like,
Yeah, that is true. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
It's all over the place.
Because like if that, yeah, all right, yeah, because he's like narrating it too. Like, Steve is narrating, so why is Henry the main character if Steve's narrating? Yeah, all right. So Henry goes to school, and we see that one teacher talking about how his life sucks and like he has I forgot what he said.
He said the teacher saying he wouldn't wish his life on anyone.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What kind of teacher is that?
He was saying like he had like side hustles as well. He was saying I forgot exactly what he was saying. He had a whole bunch of stuff going on, and he just hated his life.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, guys, you gotta start drawing. And so he was like, here's an apple, here's a banana
orange.
or orange banana.
Yeah.
Like here you
orange
go.
banana.
And they're supposed to draw it still life. And then we see Henry's drawing, and he's actually really good.
Yeah.
And he draws like a banana with a
jetpack
on it or something like that. And he gets in trouble because it's not still life. He's like, no, you're supposed to draw what we put. But some kids like kind of put him up to him saying like he couldn't do it for real or something like that.
Yeah.
So he ends up was like, no, I can do it. I can make one. So they end up making a rocket ship, like jetpack with the skeleton or whatever.
Yep. They make one and they test it and finds out it works.
Yeah.
But it goes flying and it goes to the chip factory
Yeah.
and it knocks down the giant chip that's on the factory.
Yeah.
And he's in the principal's office and the principal's like, well, no one died. Well, that's good to know.
Right.
Just pointed out like that. And then she's like, I need you to phone your guardian. So he phones Garrett, the trash man or trash can, whatever.
The garbage man, right?
The garbage man.
And he was like, hey, would you come be my guardian? Say you're my uncle for a school. He's like, nah, I don't do that anymore. He's like, well, I have $26, and then he got up and definitely went.
Yeah.
And then another part kind of had me chuckling. So he went to go pick him up. Like he didn't even go like to have the interview. He just went to go pick him up. I thought that like he was supposed to go and pretend he was his uncle and the principal was gonna say like, hey, this is what happened and all this stuff. But no, he just pulled up in the car and Henry got in the car.
Yeah.
But he was like, she was like, the principal was like, oh, I didn't know he was your uncle, and he was like, I forgot what she said. She was like, oh, you want to? I think she asked him for a date or something like that, and he was like, he said, he was like, whoever divorced you was a stupid man or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then she said something. She was like, she said something about she having like a raccoon down there or something like. Did you get that part?
No.
She was pretty much talking about her. Yeah, it was.
I do not recall that part at all.
I wrote it
no.
down. I was like, "There's a raccoon down there." She said, "Oh, I wish I got the whole quote."
You should have went back and got that one.
Yeah. She says, she has a raccoon down there, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they were hitting on each other, and she's like, "Oh, I got a raccoon down here," or something like that. But yeah, this is supposed to be like a kids movie, but yeah, okay. So they end up leaving. What's it called? He gets mad. Henry gets mad. Say he's going to quit drawing. They're back at the store.
Yeah, they're back at his store, and they come across the orb,
Mm-hmm.
the cube, and the orb, the crystal.
Yeah.
And they it says it just happens to have instructions with it. Don't put them together, or else. What do? They put it together
like right away. Right away.
immediately.
Yeah.
There was no hesitation.
Yeah. So I might have missed this part, but so they put it in. It starts shaking. What made them go to the mine?
I don't know.
Okay.
I felt like it was just leaving them there.
Okay.
Like
I was wondering, like, how did they get from the store to the mine? What made them go there?
I'm not exactly sure what it was. I might have missed that part too.
Okay. It wasn't just me. So then they show Natalie. She learns about that what's it called? She learns about Henry was the one who actually destroyed the potato chip factory, the sign.
Yep.
And she was like, "Oh, he didn't come to school." I mean, he didn't come home from school. So they went to go look for him, and they tracked him on his phone, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she finds him.
They all meet up at the mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think the thing was pulling them in a direction.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, they get sucked into that world and it's pulling them.
Yeah.
So I think it's pulling them in a direction. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because as they meet up at the mine, the orb is pulling them into the Minecraft world.
Yeah, it pulls them all in.
They go into the world and then they realize what a beautiful place it is.
Yeah, they go in and it's the overworld. And one thing I liked that music kicked in, like when you first pop in the game. And then they find like a sheep. And he's like, oh, look at this. And he was like, oh, I can get a quest for gold. Like, gold was the big thing. Like, I don't think you even get gold in the damn Minecraft. You can get gold in Minecraft?
Honestly, I don't remember. I haven't played Minecraft in so long.
I don't really think... I'm trying to remember. I haven't played Minecraft in a while, too. I'm trying to think, is gold like a thing in the game?
It's been a long time. My boyfriend's actually going to download the game and play it.
Yeah.
So I'll find out.
But yeah, it was like, oh, we can talk to this sheep to do a quest for gold. He was saying. And then we see a villager. It was the villager merchant one, and he ends up walking out of the portal, so he's into the real world.
Yeah, which this movie makes absolutely no sense. I just want to point this out that they have to find the white crystal, whatever it is, to get back into the normal world. Like Jack Black's character, Steve, is saying, you can't get back into your world unless you have this crystal. But the villager was able to go into the normal world, no problem.
It was before, so when they first went to the overworld, that's when he walked out. But they couldn't go back out because the Earth crystal got so the part that it goes into got destroyed. So that's what they went
Oh,
to
okay. I
get.
was gonna say this movie
Yeah.
makes no sense. Okay, I was gonna say they left a big
Yeah.
loophole in the thing.
Um, and then the bad guy Malgosha, she finds out the portal was opened, so she goes to Steve because Steve is locked up, and she is like, "Hey, we're gonna let you go. Just go get the portal, and when you go, not the portal, you go get the orb, and we'll let Dennis go."
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, "All right." So, at first he tried to kill her, but she was like, "Nope, I got your don't worry, I got Dennis, so you better go get the orb and give it back to me so we can let Dennis go."
They didn't have Dennis.
Yeah, they didn't even have one.
It's a lie just to trick him to do it.
Yeah. Um.
And then we switch back to all the main characters,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden nighttime just
Just
falls over.
Quick. Yep.
It was like the snap of your fingers. Nighttime happens.
And it doesn't just get dark like that in the game. It's slow. It's a slowly transition from day to dark. It's just not like that. So.
Yeah. And you see a bunch of arrows, flaming arrows shooting
Mhm.
at them. And they're being attacked by zombies and everything. And then, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting attacked by skeleton zombies. They got the spiders and all that stuff. The skeletons riding on the spiders. I've never seen that. That might be something new. But they're getting attacked. They're running away. Then we see Gary. He ends up falling into like a big hole. And then we see Henry. He runs into a tree, and then he sees that it broke, and there's like a little floating cube in there.
Yeah.
And then he realized, okay, if I break it, I can get more cubes. And he's the first one to realize you can build.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we see him punching the trees, which I kind of liked. I was like, okay, he's punching trees. That's the first thing you do in the game. So you punch trees. So he ends up punching all the trees and then builds like a little house. But he didn't build it like an actual house. He just built like a tower that you can walk in. And
Yeah, like a little
walk up.
castle piece.
Yeah, he could
looked like.
have blocked that off so he wouldn't get attacked still, but he didn't. And then Garrett, he ends up like digging a hole and he finds like this cave or whatever. He gets out and then he runs into a creeper.
Yep.
And the creeper explodes in his face and he gets knocked out. That creeper should the creeper should be more deadlier than that. Let's just say creepers will fuck your shit up. Yeah. So I think he wakes up and then zombies, we start seeing more zombies. And then they're attacking the little structure. We see that Garrett, he gets saved by them because the zombies about to kill him. They pull him into the little structure, and then a creeper actually comes up to that house they built and explodes.
Yep, and then all
Yeah.
the zombies come in, and they're coming up, and they trap them on the top of the little castle thing they built. And then all of a sudden, Steve comes along, and he takes on all the zombies and kills them all. And Henry's like, "Oh, you killed like 20 zombies." And Garrett's like, "It was more like 15, but
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah, and then right when he's fighting him, then he like checks his watch and he like snaps his finger, and then daytime hits, and then they start burning. All the zombies burning.
Yeah.
So that part's of the game too. Zombies can't stay in the sun kills the zombies. They burn. And the skeletons. Yeah. Let's see.
So now they're saying how they need to get back to Earth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he was saying how they need the Earth crystal.
Yep.
And so he was saying you have to go to the mansion. What was the mansion?
I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, it was some kind of mansion. Yeah.
You need to go to the
Earth
mansion
crystal.
to get the Earth crystal. And he says, if I help you get there, will you give me the orb? And
Yeah.
they said, yeah. So then they
Yeah.
agree to it, and they're on their way.
Yep.
And then you see them walking through the town, and you're seeing all the different villagers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Garrett's like, I'm hungry, I need some meat. So they go and get some chicken from the
Chicken. It's a lava chicken.
lava chicken,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then that's when they get the lava chicken, and we see we see some cool things. We see always also we see the golem, the slow golem, and then with the lava chicken, we see that he flicked the switch, and you see the redstone. The redstone starts to work. It's like pretty much redstone is like electricity. They use it as electricity. It flicks on, and we see that chicken pops up, and then lava falls onto the chicken, kills it, and then little thing where he tries to eat the chicken, and he's too hot for him, and then we see Garrett's like, "Oh no, I can eat it."
Yeah.
And he takes a bite of it, and it was too hot, and he tried to play it off, but
Played off cool,
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
got this, man.
yeah. Um,
Then it shows back to, what was her name? Malgosia?
Malgosia.
She was saying how they were double crossed by Steve because Steve is supposed to be getting the orb for her,
Yeah.
so they could release Dennis. So she gets the other big piglet to go after him.
Yeah. That was the one. I forgot the name of it, but that was the one who talked like a surfer.
Yeah.
And then we see Natalie. She ends up talking bad about Henry. I think she was saying like he messes up a lot or something like that. And then we see Henry gets upset, and it kind of runs off a little bit.
Yeah.
One part that actually had me another chuckle that was with Garrett. He ends up walking towards the house, and he's like spin kick, and then he tries to spin kick the door open, but he
Oh,
completely
yeah.
missed it. So that part got me a little chuckle too. And then so they go to Steve's. He has a little stash saved up, and they're going through all the stuff. We see the Ender Pearl that Garrett ends up using, the only one he had. So he like we see like little nuggets. We see like different items from the game and all that stuff. We see he has
Yeah.
swords, he has like armor, all this stuff. They show the crafting table being used, which I really, really liked how they used the crafting table.
That was probably the best part of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, literally, pretty much like the game. You put things in certain spots, and then you can craft it. And what they did, they had little things in spots, and they use a
Mallet?
mallet or whatever, and hit it, and then it'll turn into it. So I thought that was really cool. That was really cool how the crafting table was used.
Yeah, definitely.
And then he was like saying all the stuff he had, and then we see Gary. He's like, "Oh, let me make something," and he ends up making 2 buckets. And he's like, "Oh no, he could make nunchucks out of the buckets or whatever."
Yeah.
And then Henry makes a gun, a tater gun or whatever.
Tater gun, yeah.
And then that's when we see Garrett. He goes up to Steve and was like, "Hey, he ends up taking the orb from Henry, and he's like, "Hey, I need to get some diamonds, so we need to go to this spot to get diamonds first before we go get the Earth Crystal." And he was like, "Oh," and he was like, "Hey, you want this orb?" And he ends up showing the orb. "Hey, I have it. If you want it, we got to get these diamonds first." And then Steve was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And
then
so
they're fighting the piglets again.
pigs show up to the village.
Yeah, I just put fighting the piglets. Garbage man gets knocked out.
Mm.
Then they go separate ways from girls. And then
I got pigs show up. The trash is the place. They actually kill a couple of villagers. Garrett fights Chungus. So that's the guy's name, Chungus. Then they show him beating up the pigs. Chungus gets beat by a golem and saves Garrett because he's about to die. He ends up getting saved by a golem. And then they get separated. And that's what I put. And then they jump off a cliff.
yeah.
That's when they have the wings he put on Garrett and Henry.
Yeah, and he realized he didn't bring a third pair.
Third one, yeah.
So he's like riding on Garrett's back, and he's
Yeah.
like holding his hair as a steering wheel and stuff like that. I'm
He was like,
oh
"Oh,
my
why you holding my hair?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. He was like, let me maneuver you by my hips or something like that." He said, or so he said something like that.
Yeah.
But here's another scene where it was like, is this a kid friendly spot? But they end up getting chased by the pigs. Um, uh,
So
they're
they
like
get,
shooting at them, and the pigs like jumping off the cliffs and like grabbing onto them.
yeah, and then they come up to like this hole in the wall,
Yeah,
and they're like, okay, we need to do this. So he had to like flip over, and I'm like, are they gonna like have like a crotch on face scene?
yeah,
Like that's what they seemed like they were doing, but they didn't really do that. They were anticipating they were gonna do it, but they did it, and they went through the hole in the wall,
mm.
and the piglets crashed, and they were safe. And then next thing you know, you see Steve crawling up, so he grabs him on his butt cheek and
Mm.
crawls up behind him, and I'm like, oh my god!
And
Like I knew they had to include that in there.
yeah, and then they start to fall. And I thought this was a little Easter egg as well. They used the water pail. They put some water down, and it broke their fall.
Yeah.
So they do that in the game too. You can put water down to break your fall. Um,
And then it jumps to the girls, and they're trying to get a boat. And
yeah,
you see Natalie, she throws something in the water to try to make a boat, and it
yeah,
didn't even do it. It was like the worst thing she's ever seen. And then you just see them just run away
yeah,
and go somewhere else.
yeah.
Then it goes, the villager is like going across the street, and he gets hit by the car from the vice principal.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, no, this always happens. I hit people with my car,
Yeah. Her Jeep Cherokee.
my Jeep Cherokee. Instead of going to the hospital, could I take you out to eat instead?
And Belgium's like, ah.
So they go out to eat.
Which is just, it was, oh my God, okay. And then we learn about Malgosha, like what's driven her to do this, because she was young. We learn about a young Malgosha, and they're at the Nether Got Talent or something like that. We
Yeah.
see her, she's like a dancer, and she's busting all of these dance moves, and like nobody liked it, so that's kind of like her like what's the word, her reason to like want to do bad and all that stuff, because no one, there's no one will like anything, stuff like that.
Yeah, which is a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just because they didn't like it doesn't mean other people won't like it.
Mm.
I say if people don't like it, go find a different group of people. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Yeah. So they decided to go through the mountains because it's faster to go to get the diamonds.
Yes.
um then what did I put? They the Malgosha brings out the big guy, the big pig,
Yeah.
comes out and ends up killing Chungus. And then she tells them, all right, now go kill Steve, get the orb back.
So they're pretty much in the mountains and they find the diamonds and Garrett is taking diamonds
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. And then they
That's
realize
when-
they're being chased by this monster, so they have to go and run. And they jump in the mine cart
Yeah.
and they move a little bit. And then they have light. First it's pitch black and then there's light. And then they realize they're surrounded by, what are those things called again?
So it was a creeper. So there's another little Easter egg, because so in the game, like certain enemies will give you like different drops when you kill them.
Yeah.
So you build a farm. So I remember building one in the game as well. So you build like a creeper farm. Pretty much you build like a farm where the enemies spawn, because the enemies always spawn in the darkness.
Okay.
So you can build spawns, like if you build a big tower and it's completely dark inside, then put water, and when they spawn up top, they'll fall down and die. And then all their loot falls in them. So pretty much that was, Steve built a creeper farm, and they were in it. And that's why all the creepers are in there, because he built it. So when they die, he can take all their gunpowder. That's how you get gunpowder from creepers.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason why the creepers were there. And then they're trying to push the cart so it can hit the redstone, so they can get away from the big pig.
Yeah. So they make Garrett jump out and do it. So he's pushing them so he can escape from the pig. And they just reach it just in time. And they go.
Yeah. And then
And then it jumps to the principal out
mm,
with the villager out to eat, and she says she's having a great time.
yeah, and then I put some. They had a really bad joke. Um, this waiter was like, "Oh, is he Finnish?" And she's like, "No, he's Swedish."
Oh yeah, but we're finished here. I actually chuckled at that. I chuckled at it. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
bet you would.
I chuckled.
And then Henry's mad at Garrett because he took him out there. And then Garrett was like, "Hey, I came to get these diamonds because I'm broke, I'm washed up, and I'm alone." So we see Garrett saying all that. And then I guess this is when they make it to the mansion. And they say, "All right, let's make a plan to get the Earth crystal."
Yep.
So, this is kind of dumb, but they're like, "Oh, all right, well, Henry will, build a staircase to go get it, and we'll do a diversion." So their diversion is to go in with fake, what was it? Fake
Saxophones.
saxophones and start dancing and singing.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was just so ridiculous.
It's so stupid. So they're doing that, and we see Henry sneaks in, and he gets chased himself, but he ends up getting into the room with all the different chests in there, and he's looking for the Earth crystal, but he picks a whole bunch of stuff up as well. There's another thing where they show little Easter eggs of different items in the game.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting the Earth crystal, and then we see, like, I don't know, this seemed like very random. They get caught, so Steve and Garrett, they get caught by the guys, and then they have them fight the little zombie on the chicken.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems so random. They're in a wrestling ring. Steve is tied up. Garrett is fighting. Well, Garrett first sees a little chicken.
So first you think he's just fighting the chicken,
Yeah.
and then comes the little zombie guy, and he's
Yeah.
fighting them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so. Was someone writing this? It was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be good." Little zombie on a chicken, and it's scratching that.
And
Garrett's
Garrett was
face.
getting beat up
Yeah.
by the chicken guy,
Yeah.
chicken zombie. He was getting beat up by it. And then Steve breaks through the ropes
Yeah.
and attacks the guy with his head and knocks him out. And he wins.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just stupid. Also, Henry, while grabbed the crystal, the ender, whatever, that's what they call it. The ender, was
I
it
don't know what
ender, something. The ender thing pops up, and they're like, "Hey, you don't supposed to look them in the eyes." So in the game as well, you're not supposed to look at them. They'll attack you if you do, but they don't attack you. They're just there. They pick up shit and that's it. But if you look at them, they will attack you. It pops up and then it sends like messes with Henry's head.
Yeah.
And all that stuff would make sense if we knew more about Henry. Like,
exactly. Exactly.
Why is this affecting Henry so much when he's having all these people say like, "Oh, you're no good," and all this stuff. We seen him mess up one time.
Yeah.
Through the whole thing. Like, it's not enough. That you need to build characters up. So then somehow he breaks out of it. I don't know how.
Yeah, he breaks out of it. And then they get the Earth crystal and they leave and they're running. Mm-hmm. And then the piglets are there.
Yep.
Piglets are back. So they're waiting for them outside. Henry and Steve escape on the bridge while the garbage master stays behind.
Yeah.
So they pretty much jump on this parachute thing and get away.
Garrett could have got away.
He could have, but he decided not to.
Yeah.
He decided not to. He said he was staying.
Yeah, he's fighting the pigs, and they had freaking TNT blocks, so they ended up blowing the whole bridge where he was on. So Garrett is dead. Supposedly Garrett's dead.
Supposedly. Guys, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Supposedly. If you want to know what happened, stay through the rest of this review. It's almost over, I promise.
Yeah. They ended up crashing. Steve and Henry ended up crashing, And then they woke up. We see Steve wake up, and Dennis is right there because the girls they actually completely forgot about this, but the girls they ended up finding Dennis after
Yes.
before they were beating up a zombie. But then they find Dennis, and she gives him a bone, and then they're friends with Dennis now, and Steve wakes up, and Dennis is there, and they're all happy and stuff. And then they found out that the girls made this house, and so they're good with making stuff now.
Yes. They
Um,
understand how to make it.
yeah. um, and then we see Malgosia. She opens up the big nether portal, and now all the pigs and stuff are going out of the portal into the overworld, and they're ready to destroy the overworld.
Yeah.
Um, here's a little cheesy part. So they're like, all right, well, we gotta get the ore back, All right, so we need to prepare. First we need to mine, then we craft, and then we Minecraft. Like,
Oh
oh
my
my
gosh,
god, it
I
was so
know.
cheesy.
And he's like, okay, then let's do it again. And it's like, no, we don't have time for that. Let's just go.
Yeah. So instead of them going to go stop the what's called, they were just like, we see a little montage of them getting ready. They're like building all this stuff, which I don't think they really used any of that. I'm trying to think.
Not really. They only use like the super boots things on those
On the
big
golem. Yeah.
Yeah.
The girls learn how to make explosions, and they tested on the skeletons, but they never did it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happens. They make boots, a bunch of stuff. Um, so then they make a whole bunch of golems. Make a whole
Yes.
bunch of golems, which they actually made it the correct way because that's how you make them. You put the it looks like a cross a little bit, like a T, and then you put the little the jackal in your head, and it makes a golem, whatever. And then so the golems walk up to the pigs, and Malgosia is like, "Hey, it's they're golems. We know if they only mess with you if you attack them." And then one of the pigs attack the golem, and
I
then
know. It's just like, thanks, Travis.
yeah,
I'm like, they would name it Travis.
yeah. So then that's when everyone starts fighting and all that stuff.
Yeah. And then Steve is fighting the master piglet. Like they're
Yeah.
fighting each other. And then so Hank and Natalie are racing to get over to the thing, and Hank uses his tater totter thing to shoot something up to teleport to the top where the orb is.
It was the Ender Pearl.
The Ender Pearl.
Yeah.
So he teleports himself up there, and he's reaching for it, and something comes and knocks him down, and he's falling. Long behold, Garrett comes with one of his balloon things and saves him, catches him, and they save him.
Yeah. Also, we see Steve and Malgosia. They start to fight. We have Steve. He has the sword. He has the full diamond armor. And
Yep.
he runs and jumps in the air, about to stab her, and he falls short. And then she attacks him and stuff like that. And he's throwing eggs at her.
Yeah, I'm like,
Like,
what the heck is going
Yeah,
on?
he's like throwing eggs and stuff at her. And then we see that the big pig, almost kills Natalie. Right before that, right, I don't know what's. The what's it called saves Natalie. The golem attacking the big thing saves Natalie. And then we see that Garrett ends up poking the air balloon monster, and it shoots at the tower.
Yeah, it shoots the fire.
The fire at the
the
tower,
fireballs.
destroying the whole thing. Orb falls to the ground. And by doing that, daytime hits.
Yes.
Yeah, and then all of them starts. I don't know. Like I said, but first of all, I never know. So in the game, zombies and skeletons, sunlight kills them. I don't know if it is the same thing with the pigs, because normally they're in the Nether portal as well. But I don't know if you can actually get the pigs into the real world from the game.
Oh,
So I don't know if sunlight actually kills them or not. So
Gotcha.
but yeah, that's what happens. The special, I put the special golem takes out the big pig as well. like they were flying in the air or something like that. Ends up
Yeah.
taking them out. Um,
I pretty much have. They just get the orb,
mm,
and then well, actually the
Malgosia.
Malgosia, um, she's like, oh,
Oh
come
yeah,
here, I
yeah,
have a secret to tell you, and then she goes to stab him,
yeah,
and Steve's like, oh, nice try,
yeah,
and she's like, oh, come here, one more time,
yeah,
this time's for real, and then goes to stab him,
yeah,
and he's like, I'm not falling for that again, and he does,
yeah,
but she doesn't stab him because she's super weak.
yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, come here one more time." And he's like, "No, I'm not falling for it this
Yeah,
time."
you see her. She still has another knife on her, and then she slowly just dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, just just slowly dies. I'm like, okay.
And then all of them are together, and
Yeah.
they're gonna go through the thing, and they're
Mm.
talking to Steve, and Steve is gonna stay behind. And
Mm.
they're like, "Are you sure you want to stay here and stuff like that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure I belong here." And he's trying to get Henry to stay,
Yeah.
but Henry's like, "No, I don't belong here," and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, at last second, Steve changes his mind and is like, "Forget this, I'm going back."
Yeah.
And then they go back to the real world, and Garrett's store is
Doing good.
doing good.
Yeah.
He's open for business. He opened up a new game. What was it called? Author Blocks.
Block baddies or something like that.
Yeah.
Block buddies or something like that. Yeah. And it's like a co-op game where pretty much Minecraft characters fighting each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Then we see that Henry's also making the game. Natalie, she's doing like some self-defense class.
Yes, teaching
Yeah.
self-defense class. Yeah.
Henry got his jetpack to work.
Yes, and he
Yeah.
flew into school.
Yep. The one girl, the Dawn, has some kind of pretty much like she's doing the zoo thing with Dennis.
With Dennis.
With
yeah.
Dennis, yeah. And then it shows them like just having a concert. They're like jamming out, singing and stuff.
Yeah, because you know Jack Black,
Yeah,
he's gotta sing.
we need another song to finish it up. And then I didn't know if you've seen the end credits.
Yes, with
Okay.
Jennifer Coolidge's character.
This is stupid. It was dumb, but whatever. So Villager starts talking English, and then he's saying like, "Oh, he loves her and all that stuff. He wants to marry her." And she's like, "Oh, you learned English, and I learned Villager." And then when she starts talking, it doesn't sound like. So a Villager goes, That's how Villager's talking. She was just saying some. She was like, blah, 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 blah. She was just saying something very weird, like almost like someone should have said, "Hey, this is what Villagers sound like," and then have her make those noises. But they just told her, "Hey, make some weird noise," and then that's what she did.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then comes to find out her ex-husband was the teacher who
The art
walked in,
teacher,
the art
yeah.
teacher. He walked in, and then I forgot what he was saying.
He's like, "How could you do this?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's too late."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, but I want you back." And she's like, "But I'm with someone right now," and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get married, and pretty much end scene.
Yeah, this movie sucked. Like, it sucked so much.
What would you rate it?
Oh my god. It's like lowest of the low. Like, this is bad. I'm gonna give it a half a star.
Yeah, that's what I would give to.
A half a star. I think I gave it a half a star because certain parts I got a couple of chuckles. I like the crafting table. I like that they gave you some nuggets. So like whoever did make this movie, they actually probably did play the game because like it's not like some random stuff. But so that that's okay. But everything else just sucked really bad. The characters sucked. There's no true plot. It just went on super fast. There's no character development. Characters are not good. You don't care about the characters. I think the only okay character was Jason Momoa's character. Like, he was okay. He was the funniest out of everyone.
Yeah.
Dawn, like, what was her point in the movie? She didn't even have to be in the movie. Like,
no, she didn't have to be in the movie.
She did not have to be in this movie. Even Natalie, like, it seemed like the girls didn't do nothing in this movie.
Every time they cut to them, they cut to like the most shortest part.
Yeah.
had them do like the most ridiculous thing and then just cut
And
away
they
from
just
them.
go
I'm
away.
like,
They did nothing.
there was no point of them in the movie.
Yeah, they. Well, literally, they did nothing in the movie, so there's no point for having them. The whole principal thing, that was just dumb too. There's no point. Um, it's just this is a horrible movie. Like this is so bad. This is like one of the worst. I think like this might be the worst video game movie. I know there's some really bad ones, but this is like up there, like to the worst. This is like worse than like Super Mario Brothers. Like this, the not the newer one, but
No,
the
you're
older
talking
one.
about the old version, yeah.
This is really bad. This is like slop. Like it's like you can make an actual good. So they had the Minecraft, like they had it like a TV show, and it was actually decent. Like it was actually good. I forgot, it's on Netflix. Like they have one. It's like the Telltale version of Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It was good. But this is just trash. Like obviously you got to make a live action. You can make like I want to see what they should have done with this is made like a fish out of water Minecraft movie. You can have Steve first comes in. He's learning how the world works,
Yeah.
right? Then have Henry finds the cube. So they move into this new house and there's the cube in the house. He finds the cube. And then he gets teleported into the world. He learns about it. Maybe Garrett still comes in. The sister goes. Maybe they all get teleported.
Yeah.
But then have them learn the world. And then maybe they're about to die. And then we see Steve, who's been living in this world, pops up, says like, hey, I'll help you guys get out of here. But you guys got to help me because there's this big baddie, Malgosha. She's trying to, getting to go to the real world, not the overload. She's trying to get into the real world to do damage. That's how you make this good. You slowly build up Henry from the beginning. The scenes from them driving in to town, that should be the first scene, like the first scene of the movie. Like you don't need this crazy story of like that intro.
Mm-hmm.
Just cut all that out and then show Steve living first in the world, meeting Dennis and all that stuff, living. Then eventually Henry does it, So that's I made that quick, and it's 10 times better than that. So, oh, this is horrible. Yeah, so I half a star for Minecraft.
Yeah, half a star.
Yeah, half a star.
What I would give them too.
We need to maybe. What do you think about? Maybe we should add the star ratings to the episodes on the website. Maybe we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe not the. I mean, we still want you to listen, so we don't want you to see the star rating. Like, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna listen. Maybe we'll do it after the fact. We'll put the star rating in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, that is Minecraft, a Minecraft movie. What are your thoughts?
Did you like it?
Did you like it? Let us know.
I'm curious to know. It's okay if you did like it.
Yeah.
We're not here to judge. We just want to know.
Yeah, my thing is, I wonder how the kids are going to take it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Like, these kids love Minecraft, so I wonder how. Like, are they going to like, oh, this is not good? Like, because they really, really love Minecraft. My son loves Minecraft.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see him. He's going to watch it, and we'll see what he thinks about it. I don't know if he's going to like it or not. We'll see.
Find out.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. So make sure you follow us. How many stars do people give us?
5 stars, guys.
Yes.
5 stars.
Yes, make sure you do that. We're on all those podcasts out there, so go ahead and do that. You can email us if you need comments, suggestions, and all that. You can email us. What is our email?
Podcast whatthereal@gmail.com.
Yes, definitely do that. Also, check us out on YouTube at What the Real Podcast on YouTube. We're trying to grow that YouTube channel, so make sure you go there. Make sure you like and you subscribe to the channel. So yeah, guys, that is the episode, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Peace out.